How to be more confident on dates. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to be more confident on dates. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, no matter how confident you are naturally, when you go out on a date with someone, when you're meeting someone for the first time, especially if you're really, really attracted to them, then you are going to have some nerves. So don't think that being nervous on a date is a bad thing or something that you shouldn't be feeling, because it is normal to feel nervous when you're meeting someone new for the first time or you're going on a date with someone that you really, really, really like. So first of all, acknowledge the fact that you feeling nervous and being nervous on that date is a totally normal feeling to experience. And when you're on the date, if you feel really nervous, sometimes it's a good idea to actually address it. But obviously you want to address it in a way that's really positive. So you don't want to go up to them and, you're nervous and stuff and you're like, oh yeah, Christine said that I need to address my awkwardness, my nervousness. And you're like, oh, I'm really sorry that I'm really nervous. And, being all apologetic, you don't want to come across like that. If you are nervous and you can tell that you're being nervous, then all you need to say is, in a positive way, like, oh gosh, I'm really nervous. I'm so excited to meet you. It's basically all about putting it across in a positive way. And you don't need to bring it up again. Once you've said it once, like, gosh, I'm really nervous, but I'm just so excited to meet you. When you put it across like that and you say it once, you don't need to say it again. So if you do come across as nervous later on in the date and you continue to be a bit nervous, a bit fidgety, they'll know that you don't need to come on addressing it basically because you've already addressed it. They'll know because you've said. And if you put it in a positive way like that, then they won't think it's a problem. They might even find it quite cute, and they might even find you really down to earth by the fact that you admitted that. A lot of the time people don't like to admit their faults. They don't like to admit their little kind of like idiosyncrasies, these little quirks and stuff. Most people, want to come across like the best way possible, like they're really amazing and confident. But that usually, makes you look more arrogant. Whereas if you, kind of admit like, oh, you know what, yeah, I'm a bit nervous. I'm really excited to meet you. That makes you seem more down to earth, right? That makes you seem more approachable. It makes you seem like you don't take yourself too seriously and you're not trying to be too, trying to have too much bravado and making yourself look good. Like, it's okay to look a little bit bad as long as you're doing it in a way that's humbling, that is got some humor to it, that has a lot of humility to it. So how can you actually kind of address this when you are actually on a date with someone that you really like and you're trying to look more confident? So what you want to do is, obviously breathe slowly. Like if you're like, really feeling the nerves, just try and breathe a lot more slowly. Breathe in deep, take some deep breaths. And if you feel really nervous, then just excuse yourself. Say, oh, I just need to pop to the loo, go to the loo. And, have a moment to yourself. Just breathe in, relax. It's just another human being like you who also has flaws. She or he may look perfect. She or he may, appear perfect, but it doesn't mean that they are. They are just as flawed as you are. They have, little faults about themselves. They may be feeling really, really nervous as well. You don't know. So, just taking a deep breath. Remember that they're just another human being, and go back out there. Or if you can, then obviously taking a few deep breaths while you're actually with them instead of having to excuse yourself. Another thing you can do to help you feel more confident is, just have a confident posture. So obviously it depends on who you are, because different people have different kinds of postures. Now usually what makes me feel confident, and I think it helps with a lot of other masculine people, so like men and other kind of like masculine lesbians like myself, is to just have a more confident, relaxed posture. And if you're standing up, then stand up straight with your shoulders back. Obviously don't be like so pumped out that your back is like, you're arching your back or whatever it is. Or whatever, but just stand confidently. Just stand with, your shoulders back and with your chest showing. Don't stand with your arms crossed or anything like that, because that shows that you're protecting yourself and you're unsure. Just stand with, your hands by your sides if you don't have a drink. And if you do have a drink, just have it by your side. Don't be trying to cover up your chest, and make sure you're facing your partner as well. Make sure you're facing the person you're on a date with. Don't be like kind of like to the side and you're kind of like, kind of avoiding them, kind of avoiding eye contact. Just stand in front of them. Obviously, you don't want to be giving them eye contact all the time, so you're just kind of like looking in their face like this, nothing like that. You want to be like talking to them, and then you may look away a little bit to gather your thoughts and then come back again and look at her again or him or something like that, And if you're sitting down, then if you're a guy or someone masculine watching, then just sit back. And, if you are comfortable with doing that, especially if you're a guy, you'll feel probably more comfortable doing this, then man spread, kind of sit as if you're on a bit of a throne, right? Feel like you're on a throne or something, just sit there confidently, sitting back, relaxed, right? Just have a relaxed posture and you'll end up feeling more relaxed. Now, usually when I tell people to do this, they're like, yeah, but that's going to make me seem arrogant. And it's like, well, it's not going to make you seem arrogant if you are acting arrogant at the same time. If you're acting arrogant at the same time, then yeah, you are going to come across looking arrogant. But if you're just relaxed and you're just having a normal conversation with them, you just kind of just sit there and just act and just be yourself, basically, and not act arrogant, not saying anything that's arrogant, then you're not going to come across as arrogant. People who come across arrogant are people that have arrogant thoughts, who speak in a way that's arrogantly, who think they're better than everybody else, right? That's how you become arrogant. That's how people perceive you as arrogant. But if you're just sitting back and you're not having those kinds of thoughts and you're not having those kinds of feelings and you're not saying anything that makes you appear like you feel like you're better than anybody else, then you won't. Just sit confidently and just have a normal conversation as you would if you were talking to one of your friends, right? It's that simple. And also make sure that you smile. Don't be too serious. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have a fun time. Have a fun, enjoyable experience. Be humorous. You don't have to do anything flashy on a date to impress someone, to make it a great date, right? All you have to do is just to bring yourself and to bring your great attitude. The first date I ever went on my wife was a walk around a park. It wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't anything big. It wasn't anything grandiose. We didn't do anything particularly fancy. We just walked around and had a chat. And all I tried to do, the best that I could, was, make her feel comfortable. And I did make her feel comfortable by by being myself. Because, the best way to get someone to open up to you, to feel more relaxed around you, and basically that's what you want when you go on a date with someone, is you want to just be your fun, goofy self, as if you're there with a best friend. And obviously, you're not there with a best friend, you're there with someone more romantic, but you got to kind of have that attitude, like, you're having a fun conversation, and, you might be, people watching, and, just trying to make fun of little things, obviously not in a mean or negative way, but you're just trying to make fun of the situation. And when I say make fun, I don't mean like making fun of people or making fun of the situation, but making it fun, right? Having jokes, having laughter, bantering a little bit, kind of thing. If something silly comes into your head, just blurt it out, just say what it is. So if you think like, oh my gosh, that person over there, such a crazy jacket, then say that. Be like, oh my god, did you see that person's jacket? It's crazy. Like, there might be like, it might have like lots of colours on it, or it might have lots of tassels, like kind of like a cowboy jacket or something like that. Just notice like what other people are doing, and and kind of like talk to them about it and stuff. So just make sure that you're smiling, you're relaxing, you're making fun, and making the situation fun, and you're making it lighthearted, you're making it enjoyable, you're being silly, you're not taking it too seriously, you're just there to have a good time, as if you're there with someone who you're, best friends with, and you're kind of acting silly, and you're kind of having that kind of interaction. You kind of want to treat it like, let's say like 80% of the time, like you're just two little kids having fun and enjoying yourselves and giggling and stuff like that. That's what's the best kinds of dates. The best kinds of dates I've ever been on is where it's kind of ended up like that, where you're just being silly and you're giggling, and having a really fun time. You don't need to do anything big. You just need to, bring yourself, bring your good attitude, and bring some fun and lightheartedness to the situation. And another way to feel confident is to focus on your date. Don't focus so much on yourself. Don't focus so much on how you are showing up. Don't focus so much on, trying to impress this person. All you need to do is ask them questions about themselves and make sure that the person that you're on a date with is enjoying the day, is having fun. If you're focusing your attention on them, finding out as much as you can about them, because obviously you should be, if you're on a date with someone and you really like them, you should be fascinated, you should be deeply curious about who they are. And you do, and if you are, then that means you're going to be asking lots of questions about them. You want to know where they grew up. You want to know about, their relationship with their best friends. You want to find out about their family. You want to know what their hopes and dreams are for the future. Ask them questions about that. Like, what would you like to be doing with your life? What is your dreams? Do you have any things that you really want in life? Tell me about those. Have you got any places that you'd really like to travel to? And this will bring up fun, normal kind of topics and conversations. Like this morning, I was having a conversation with my wife about nativity plays that we were in when we were little, and we was just sitting there for a good 15 minutes just telling each other our experiences of what it was like to be in a nativity play when we were little. It's just like, it doesn't have to be like a meaningful, deep conversation. It's just like a fun little thing that you can talk about for a few minutes, or even for longer than that. For me and my wife, we was talking about it for a good 15 minutes. And then, change the topic to something else. If that conversation runs dry, something else that they might find fun talking about. Talking about like experiences from school, funny things, things that they would enjoy answering. And make the topics as fun as possible. It's something that you think they would enjoy answering. So don't ask them serious questions like, or tell me about, something bad that happened in your life. Obviously, don't talk about any kind of negative things. Talk about fun things that they would enjoy answering. So about their best friends, about some of the fun experiences they had at school, or sometimes when they were, or some, the good relationships they may have at their workplace. Do you have any like work buddies that you really enjoy getting along with? Because they'll like talking about those things because they are already positive things in their life. So focus on those things and focus on them. Focus on asking them questions and making sure that they're laughing and enjoying and having a good time and making them feel comfortable. And you make them feel comfortable by being comfortable yourself. So try your best to do that. And that's my advice on how to be more confident on dates. Thank you so much for watching. And if you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye guys.